Well, if you haven't filed your taxes yet, you better hurry. Traffic is pretty light tonight at area post offices, but in less than 26 hours, it won't be a pretty sight. You know what's going to happen tomorrow unless you have an extension. All tax returns must be postmarked no later than midnight tomorrow. A number of post offices will be staying open until midnight, but it's recommended you get there as soon as you can tonight or tomorrow. All right, so you have one more tax question, right, before tomorrow's deadline. Can't reach your accountant? Well, we have some help right here. The IRS actually has two choices, hotline telephone numbers, and if you have a computer, there is help on the internet. The IRS will be taking calls tomorrow only from 7 a.m. until 11:30 p.m. Apparently, you can talk to a real person there at 1-800-829-1040, but for recorded answers to common questions, you call this number, 1-800-829-4477. That's anytime, 24 hours a day. And the IRS homepage on the internet is irs.ustreas.gov. And you can have your forms faxed out to you if you want to at area code 703-487-4160.
I know you'll be doing that internet thing, right?
No, I will not.
Okay.
I've got one of those 3-month extensions.
Well, good for you.
I'll do it, but it's going to be down the road.
Good for you. All right. Now, if you are rushed while filing your taxes, you are more likely to make a mistake.
Yeah, but Pete Schudick of Hauser & Taylor has some tax tips now that will keep your return error-free.
If you are eager to receive your refund check, try not to make any mistakes on your tax return. That's because a simple mistake, such as a math error, can cause a delay in getting your refund. 20% of us send in our returns with mistakes on them. Although math errors are the most common mistakes, other typical mistakes and omissions are using the incorrect amount of tax from the tax tables, missing forms and schedules, incorrect or incomplete earned income tax credits, listing the wrong number of exemptions, checking more than one filing status, and failing to list the Social Security number of all dependents born before November 1st, 1995. Some taxpayers even forget to sign and date their returns. Don't forget that if you file a joint return, both spouses must sign it. Be sure to use adequate postage and keep a copy for your records. With some tips on your taxes, I'm Pete Schudick for the 10 o'clock news.
It's the eve of the deadline for filing your taxes, and at the IRS, they're trying to stay one step ahead of the rush. Computers are used in just about every business, and that goes for the IRS, but their system is already considered too old, and they're in the middle of attempting to upgrade the antiquated computer system.
What we understand is that we need a lot of outside technological help in doing the kind of sized endeavor we're trying to do over the next several years.
The IRS is only $4 billion into a $24 billion renovation. That means that much of the claims will still be done the old-fashioned way, by hand and by individual analysts. But what does that mean to you? Perhaps a bit slow on the returns and less scrutiny of an individual's tax returns.
Which could be okay.
I was just going to say, and the downside of that is
what?
I tell you, when they get the computers up and running, they're going to be able to just scrutinize every little thing, every little mistake that you make.
I was just reading an article. They're actually working on technology from the 50s. You know, with those computers. So.
Looks like the FAA, right?
Yeah.
That's right. And I've almost got my tax returns from the 50s done. Almost. Actually, this year I filed on time.
Did you really?
For once.
We've got a little bit coming back, so we went ahead and did that extension.
Yeah, I actually did too, but I at least got my extension in on time. That's good news for me, actually.
Glad you reminded me. I still have to work on that.
Somebody's got to do something, but tomorrow's the day.
Weather, Julie?
Tomorrow is going to be a great day just to hang out and do those last-minute tax things. How's that for an encouraging thing? Yeah, indoors. We'll tell you about it coming up.
Catch the Stock Market Report at 10, sponsored by Cleveland Dodge.
Cleveland isn't the only place that has experienced some nasty weather lately. In Denton County, Texas, between Dallas and Fort Worth, a couple of tornadoes caused some wicked damage. Besides roofs blowing off buildings, one home under construction was hit hard and a trailer was twisted up like a pretzel. Most of the mess has been cleaned up tonight. Oh, I don't know how you clean up a lot of that mess.
If anybody was hurt in that.
Twisted stuff.
Yeah.
No reports of that.
Well, speaking of being hurt.
Oh, here we go.
Look at
I'm going to show my poor hand.
Our poor guy. Just one of the many casualties from that nasty weather we had.
Keep it up there.
Yeah,
right, there you go. You get to see this. This is, if you hope you're eating Mexican food tonight or something. Oh, there it is. Isn't that nice? That is from, all right, we should explain what that's from. That's from fixing the...
You're getting awes from all over the station here.
That's from fixing... We had a lot of shingles blown off the roof, and I could not get a roofer, and it's supposed to rain tomorrow, which you were going to tell us about in a second.
Yes.
So I had to get up there and do it myself, and when you shove them up under there, that granular stuff just rips the skin
That's
right
why you
off.
were late today.
That is true.
We had to do all your work.
You're not supposed to say that.
We didn't do all his work.
Hurt myself on the computer.
I won't ask why.
We'll get over that,
Yeah, I tell you, a lot of people, besides that, a lot of people became do-it-yourselfers over the past couple of days. I know the chainsaws, you just opened up your door today and you could hear chainsaws all over the neighborhood. I unfortunately had the first people come over and give us estimates on getting rid of that huge tree that fell in my yard, and I'm sure a lot of you folks had to do the same thing today. But at least we had a quiet day to do a little cleanup work. We saw a high temperature today of 42 degrees after a morning low of 33. Normal would be 57 and 37. The record was 85 degrees. That was a long time ago, though. That was 1883. Then in 1950, we saw a low of 20. You know, it's kind of nice to think, though, that 20 is the record low. That even sounds like a bearable temperature at this point after the temperatures we've had all winter. 6:47, our sunrise tomorrow morning, and the sun will set tomorrow night at 8:07. Pretty backdrop of a church in downtown Cleveland. We've got 36 degrees out at Burke, 39 at this hour down at Cleveland, Youngstown 35, 38 at Akron, Canton. The pressure is starting to fall a little bit, and we'll show you why in a couple of seconds, at 30.09 inches. High pressure came in for a brief period of time today, but it's starting to dissipate. Winds right now are out of the east at about 7 miles per hour, looking at humidity of 76%. All across the state, 39 here, 35 Mansfield, a little bit warmer in the southern part of the state, 48 in Cincinnati, also over in Zanesville. Those two temperatures are the warm spots around the state. As far as tonight goes, most of us in the northeastern corner are going to fall into the 30s. We'll still see 40s holding on in the southern part of the state. But then into tomorrow, not quite as warm as we might like it. We may see a couple of 60s around the region, more 50s more likely across the area. Quick look at Earthwatch 3D. Let's see what's coming. We had that first storm. That's all that's left is right up here over Maine right now. This is the second area. We were watching this last night. It built up over Texas, and it's starting to move our way. We're going to put this in motion so you can watch the movement and that circular flow once again around that low pressure system as it starts to move our way. This is the system that we're looking at for tomorrow into the day tomorrow afternoon. First off, a warm front is going to come in, and with that warm front, we'll be on the nice side of temperatures. Should be kind of balmy tomorrow. But the problem is the warm front comes through first, and then afterwards this comma that you see, this tail, is going to push on through, and with that, then the cold front comes in, and boy, most of us know what happens when a cold front comes slamming into the area, not unlike it did just the other day. Once again, we are going to see possibly some strong to severe thunderstorms, so stay with us for tomorrow. We'll keep you posted on that as well. Our forecast for tonight looks like this. We'll see a few increasing clouds around the area. Keep our temperatures sort of on the moderate range, about 33 degrees. Winds out of the northeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Then tomorrow, here we go. These should hold off until the afternoon. I hope so, because I'm going to try and fly out of here on a plane. But showers and thunderstorms are going to be moving in. A mild high of 62. Winds eventually shifting around to the southeast at about 15 to 25 miles per hour. But it's going to be breezy, so hold on to your hats for tomorrow as well. Once we get through tomorrow, however, things look a little bit better for the next couple of days. I guess if you don't mind the cooler temperatures, not so rocky in the weather department. 62 tomorrow, 45 for a high on Tuesday. May see a lingering shower or two on Tuesday morning. I didn't put that in there. I was trying to be optimistic. Every once in a while I do that. 51 on Wednesday, 62 on Thursday. Friday looks like our next chance of a shower or thunderstorm, but the temperature goes up to the low 70s, so I don't think we're going to hear too many complaints about that around the area. But really do stay close to, if you're thinking about going out on the lake tomorrow, keep a weather radio with you, especially, with the tragedy we just had.
Yep.
And that's a good idea all summer long. But stay close to a weather radio or your radio so you can, or certainly the TV.
Because they're all over my neighborhood. You can hear them. You heard the chainsaws this morning. I'm hearing the dings of the bells on all the boats, and people are just going nuts getting them ready again.
Yeah, it's time, but use caution out there because these storms kick up so fast in the springtime.
Especially, as I said yesterday, over cold water.
Right.
They really travel fast. All right, Julie, thanks.
Okay.
Well, if you thought a cheeseburger or other fatty stuff will weigh you down, think again.
Coming up, how some fatty foods could be the answer to getting across the finish line. And it's a race with time to get everything ready for the Summer Olympics. We'll tell you why organizers are a little bit worried. Don't pass on the pizza if you're a marathon runner. Sounds like a strange diet suggestion for a serious athlete.
Yeah, however, researchers at the State University of New York have found eating more fat actually gives long-distance runners more endurance and extra leg strength. But this is not advice for occasional runners who should eat and continue to eat a low-fat diet. Doctors say endurance athletes benefited all over with the extra fat. Even runners' immune systems apparently stayed healthy with the extra calories. We don't know if they're chowing down on burgers tonight, but tens of thousands are gathering in Beantown this weekend. The 100th running of the Boston Marathon is tomorrow. Now, it's like taking a jog through history, though. Boston Marathon winners from years past are in town for the big centennial celebration. And to remember this year's event, marathon organizers handed out official numbers to all of those elite runners. And a little bit farther south, athletes from all over the world are, of course, warming up for the Summer Olympic Games.
But Olympic organizers in Atlanta may be dashing for the finish line before the games get started. CNN's Miles O'Brien explains.
Even if it isn't built, they will come. Thousands of athletes, millions of spectators will beat a path to Atlanta for the Olympic Games in less than 100 days. The word on the street? Bring a hard hat and some steel-toed shoes.
It's going to be like you're expecting company. They come early and you're in your house coat and gown.
Except the guests won't be early. The hosts are running late. The Olympic Stadium, scheduled for a grand opening last fall, remains incomplete. The Swimming and Diving Center is also behind schedule. Road and bridge repair projects supposed to be done last month are still underway. And a massive airport renovation has missed its on-time arrival.